لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله ما لنا رب سوى لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله وحده والصلاة والسلام على من لا نبي بعده، ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، ونشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله سيد الأنبياء وخاتم المرسلين. أحمدك ربي على كل قضائك وجميع قدرك، حمد الرضا بحكمك لليقين بحكمتك، وأصلي وأسلم على خير خلقك ونور عرشك محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما. اللهم صل وسلم وبارك على سيدنا ونبينا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم. Brothers and sisters in Islam, respective viewers, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, and ahlan wa sahlan, welcome to our program. Let us begin our program with our dua to Almighty Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala. May Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala grant our beloved marhumin Jannatul Firdaus. Allahumma aghfir lahum warhamhum wa sakkinhum fil Jannah. Allahumma aghfir lahum warhamhum wa rawwihhum fil Jannah. And we ask Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala, may Allah bring peace and security to each and every part of the Muslim world and other part of the world, inshallah. Brothers and sisters in Islam, once again, we welcome you to our program on behalf of my cameraman and my sound engineer, producers, and all our friends on ITV studio here in Johannesburg. We thank you so much, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you for that wonderful response. Our great salutation upon our beloved Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the one who brought us to this opportunity, and then he made it easy for us to talk about him, and he taught us. On behalf of all our friends, from our chairperson and all our editors, Brother Farhad Umar, Brother Mahmoud, and all our brothers and sisters who are operating on the studio, we say you're most welcome. May Allah use our ITV as a road of hidayah, and may Allah reward each and everyone, the one who give a hand in our channel, inshallah. Brothers and sisters in Islam, today I'm talking to my viewers, those who are watching us from overseas, from out of South Africa. We know that we have our beloved viewers on South Africa, but this week I got calls, not only WhatsApp and SMSs, calls from, I don't want to mention the country because it's going to be a problem. But anyhow, there is a problem, and the brother asked me to talk about polygamy, that to marry more than one wife. And I don't know, my wife came with me today when I come to the studio, but she's, what I can talk is not a problem. She won't fight. Brothers and sisters in Islam, before we go for that polygamy, or to marry the second or the third wife, let us talk about another serious issue raised by Brother Abdul Aziz from Zimbabwe. And walima. That walima, it's a sunnah of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam encouraged the ummah to practice that sunnah. It's called walima. We see our daughters when they are married, and our brothers, and that food of walima is very tasty, and everyone raise hope to eat on a wedding. Actually, some people go for food, no problem. So walima is the main, after you choose the girl and you write the nikah, the main action on that, or main things in the nikah, it's called walima. Many people think that walima is only for nikah. The word walima, you people call it dinner or feast, party or food of the party. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam encouraged the Sahaba, after gaining something, owning something, you must make walima. So, what is the meaning of walima? The food of the wedding. And food when you own something, when you bought something, or they call it ta'amus surur. The food when there is prosperity, or is some happy incident happen in your life. So we have to learn now. The famous one, the common one is called for nikah, walima. But if you look at all the incident on Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam's life, the happy one he slaughtered that walima or he got that walima. He said to Sayyidina Abdul Rahman bin Auf, when he married, he said, Awlim walau bishat, you must make walima even if it, with the sheep or the lamb. It means we need to slaughter something in walima. Right, so I think you're going to ask me about what type of walima. Let's talk about that common one, which is nikah. Because after your son pass in matric, you have to do ta'am surur. You have to, you people call it cold drink, I don't know what you call it. That just tawsi'ah. You must make some, break the norm. When you come from Hajj, when you're going for Hajj, when you bought a house, when you bought a car, if you have any prosperity, let the people share with you. And the best ibadah, it'amu ta'am, feeding the people, is a great ibadah. We'll talk about walima today because many of our friends, they get hurt if they are not invited for walima. And how many people, they are very cross because you forgot them to invite them on the nikah, especially walima. And people drive and come from overseas just to witness that walima. And we see that ta'amus surur, they call it the food of pleasant food or the pleasure food, is a sunnah mustahabba. So you are practicing the deen of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Sunnah mustahabba, it means Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam himself, he done it and he encouraged the Sahaba done it. If you want to talk about the walima, remember that day when your neighbor or your family member did not invite you for wedding. It's a lot of hurt. You feel hurt. It's not only that, any occasion, any special feast or dinner or supper, and you find that your uncle, he make big party and he never invite you, you get hurt. And you have full right to have that feeling, because you can't be walima without sharing with your beloved one and your family, your neighbors, and we're going to talk about it. If you talk about the sunnah of walima, nikah, some ulama said after you write the contract of marriage, before it won't be walima, or you already make dukhul with your wife. It means you bring the wife inside your house and you proceed on the nikah. That one we call it walima. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam done that walima with the entire wives who married them, from Khadija radiallahu anha till the last wife of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and he done it very, very, very widely and very big in his life. Narrated on Sahih al-Bukhari that Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam did make walima after he married Khadija radiallahu anha and al-Mu'minin Zainab bint Jahsh. It was in Medina. The Zainab bint Jahsh was happening in Medina. Right. Now, as I said, after you write the contract, we call it walima, or after dukhul. The interesting thing on walima, that if the person invited you for nikah, for walima, it's a sunnah to reply and to accept that invitation. Because it won't be walima if you don't have this variety of the guest. Family members, neighbors, outsiders, rich, poor, you must get that cocktail of the guest. The other thing also, if you are fasting, nafal fasting, sunnah fasting, not qada, not farad, you have to break your fast and eat on that nikah. Someone invited you on Thursday or on Friday, there is a walima somewhere, you don't need to keep the sunnah fasting on that one. Another thing, there's no time for it. It could be on 1 day after nikah, 2 days, 3 days. The ulama, they call it according the urf. What is the urf? According what is common tradition in your community. Some people, Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam did do walima on duha, when the sun rises. So it sounds like morning, and I give you a proof now. But maybe in South Africa, they like you to do it in a weekend or after Isha, not a problem. They call it according the urf. What is urf? What is common agreement in the community? Deen doesn't interfere on that. But our Nabi done it in the daytime. And then number of the guest is mustahab to increase the number of those. I know it's very costly nowadays, and it costs a lot, and people are counting the chairs and all that, but it's mustahab as much as you can. reason, they call it ishhar. You expose announcing the nikah. So the more number, like for janaza, the more number of people follow janaza, the more rahmah the person will get, and the more people come for an invitation or that walima, the more blessing will come on that nikah. Another thing also, with the ulama, they say according your capacity, according your ability. If you are rich, alhamdulillah, so you try to do it a little bit bigger, and according that, and the ulama said, must eat meat. I don't know, meat, you call it in South Africa, niyama. Niyama is a meat. Why? It's like that. Qurbani must be meat. Can't buy fish and say this is qurbani. And then aqiqah must be meat. We need meat, my friend. The ulama said meat of walima, you have to invite people to your place to eat that meat. So you can't just distribute the meat. The people must come and eat by you. That is Nabi Nuh alayhi salam, when Allah saved him from the drought on his ship, he slaughtered. Nabi Ibrahim alayhi salam, he slaughtered, and Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, Khadija radiallahu anha, every month he used to slaughter so meat. We ask Allah tabarak wa ta'ala, may Allah accept the walima and the sunnah of each and every one, inshallah. They ask me to stop for break. We'll continue after the break. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back, brothers and sisters in Islam. And once again, we thank you that you're tuning to our program. And shukran jazilan for all our viewers, especially those who are non-Muslim who are watching my program. I'm very glad that when we receive some calls on WhatsApp and messages from the non-Muslim, I'm very happy. And I want to tell my viewers out of South Africa, come and experience the deen of Islam in South Africa and enjoy that freedom of religion, and come and enjoy variety of Muslim, different race. We call them the Rainbow Nation. Really, we are, the Ummah is like the Ummah of Medina. We got different, the cocktail of the Ummah. And as you see in our program on ITV, you hear so many different ulama and different sheikhs, and you got variety of production. I'm very proud of that atmosphere of deen in this country, alhamdulillah. Before the break, I was talking about the walima. You have to invite your family. That is very bad to let someone come and the other one, especially neighbors. How come you make that noise and put lights and make tent, and then your neighbors, you're using his yard but you never invite him and give him food? Actually, without walima, we have to share the food with our neighbors, and in each and every corner we have 7 neighbors. So 4 times 7 is like about 28 houses. They call them neighbors. Neighbors is not only a house, but neighbors at work, neighbors on safar, neighbors on study, neighbors on salah. Neighbors is not only the one who live next to you. So before the break, we're talking about the importance of meat. You have to cook the meat and let the people come and eat it. What about if 2 people invited you? You see the Islamic law, what they say, if 2 people invited you, there is wedding here and there is wedding somewhere. The ulama said, go for the first. You must go for the first invitation. We have a wonderful deen and sharia. Nabi Muhammad ﷺ said it very clear that لا يخطب أحدكم على خطبة أخيه. None of you allowed to propose a girl who already proposed. Some boy went to the girl, and then the girl agree, and he give the offer, and he make agreement and engaged. This is the other one, when he come and corrupted that engagement, that is not allowed in Islam. وَلَا يَبِيعُ أَحَدُكُمْ عَلَى بَيْعِ أَخِيهِ. And someone come and bought some stuff, and then you come and make takhbib, and you break that deal, and you buy it with extra price, and you try to make a problem, Allah snatched the barakah from that. So if you have 2 invitation, so go for the first one who invited you. Doesn't matter, is he rich or poor or what. Only you can break it. You can break it if there's something haram going to happen there. If people doesn't follow Kitab and Sunnah, so you go for the best one or for the Islamic one. You can break that one. And ulama said, walima is on a boy, not on a girl. If the girl want to participate, alhamdulillah, but you have to understand, walima must be from the man's pocket, not from the women. But if the women want to share or the family want to make 50, no problem. Same like aqiqah. Aqiqah for the father of the child. For the father of the child, not the mother. So he said on the boy. And I did on the what you call the groom. Right. Narrated on Bukhari, Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam free Hazrat Safiya radiallahu anha, and then he married her, but her dowry was her freedom. She was a slave and her freedom. And then Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam did make aqiqah for that lady Safiya. The makruh of the aqiqah mustn't waste, mustn't exaggerate, must call the family. Cannot imagine a person make walima, party, feast, and some of his relative is not there. There is no barakah on it. You must invite your relative. Another thing also, as I said, when you select the time according to the urf, Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam did the walima of Zainab bint Jahsh in the morning. So it's depend on the urf. You invite the friends and you invite the poor people. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said it straight. What a worse walima when you invite only rich and you don't invite the poor. So not only for nikah, any type of invitation, make sure that in your table or on your mat or on your food day, you find few people are poor sitting on the table. Because I know some people, they keep them aside. No. You have to get the barakah of that walima. You remember when I say walima, it's the ta'am surur. Any occasion or any party you make sure that some poor people are there and family member are there. Another thing also, the invitation of the walima must be from the owner of the walima. You must get the name of this guy, so and madam so and so invite you to come and witness the walima and the wedding of so and so. Must be the person himself. And then we call it walima when the Muslim person make it. No, we can't call the non-Muslim it's walima because he doesn't believe in the sunnah. How are you going to call it walima? You cannot call a party or anything. It must come from a wise person, not insane, the person who got aql. Then many ulama, they said, do not feel that is taklif. Do not feel that is a burden on you. You make the main ibadah when you make ishhar of the wedding or you have ta'am, they call it ta'am shukr. You make shukr to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Must be with the poor people, as I said to you, must have a niyat of sunnah. Many people say, oh, our wedding is like what? You must say it is a sunnah to Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. And then what the ulama said, we must not copy the action of the non-Muslim and you say it's walima. Like the people who do some funny action, they dress in a certain way and say it's a sunnah, say sunnah like this. We must try to pull out from imitating some people who don't believe in the deen of Islam. Another thing also, as I said, is a sunnah, you must mean it as a sunnah. Don't say traditional or what. There's some flexibility on a walima, on that type of, when I talk about walima, I mean the wedding one, but we got another walima for the other occasion. You must make sure that you make the children happy. It's a night we will never forget. It's a very special night. And subhanAllah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala put barakah on the symbol one when the people in the village, they come together. They no invitation even. When we marry or our brother married, you don't need even to knock. You just stand up after Salatul Jummah and say, oh Musalli, we invite all of you for walima of so and so. They come. And you don't know from where the barakah come and the food become enough. We got a lovely thing. But nowadays, since we count the plate and spoon and the guest, there's no barakah. Hardly the food can be enough. And we did talk about the barakah when you present the food for the sake of Allah. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will bring the barakah of deen of Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and barakah of that food on that table. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept the walima of those who make the walima, and may Allah forgive those who had some shortcoming on the walima. And I just want to tell my friends, if some family members did not invite the walima, maybe he's not aware about the seriousness of your invitation. So forgive him. And now we are saying it now on TV. Mind your family members. Please don't skip. Call your family members. You cannot be happy while some of your family and your community have some pain on the heart that is not invited. And we did see in our life, people, they prepare the walima, but they never eat. That is a bit hard. May Allah make it easy. Now we'll come for our main problem now. That polygamy or marrying more than one wife. Just want to tell my friend, the one who troubled me for that one, I'm not a mufti, so that I can tell you do this and do that. There's no bayan, it's called polygamy. We just respond to those who make some propaganda and try to attack Islam through that thing there. There is something, we call it in Arabic, ta'addud. What is ta'addud? Marry more than one wife. Number one, Islam didn't bring it. It was day before Islam. So don't stick that thing with Islam. Islam came to limit it. That's all. Ask here the tribe in South Africa and some officials, how many wife. I'm not talking about girlfriend or these people, we call them mistress, or I don't know what you call them. No, I'm talking about wife. Go to Africa, go to some other part of the world, you will find that that type of relationship, married, traditionally married. Right. There is a big difference between mubah and farad. Did Allah say you must marry one or two or three? Type, we got something. Nabi Sulaiman alayhi salam, some ulama, they quote a proof that he married 100. So why you are taking Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam and you leave this Nabi 100? Right? Number two, Nabi Dawood. The ulama quote a proof that Nabi Dawood married 69. It's not 4 now. And then Nabi Ibrahim had 3. Nabi Musa had 2. Nabi Yaqub 4. So what is the problem now? Did Islam make it 4? Or he limited from all this number to 4? And then he was threatening the people, don't keep more than one if you're unable to deal with it. Fawahida. So Islam was warning you that wahida is the best, but we got some circumstances and some reason. Let the people marry more than one. Inshallah, we'll continue after a short break. Don't go away. We'll continue after the short break. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back, brothers and sisters in Islam. And once again, we say shukran jazeelan that you're watching our program. On behalf of my cameraman, my sound engineer, and our editors and our producers, we say shukran jazeelan. I'd like to thank Brother Muhammad. He always talk to me with this thing. I hope that you are watching now. And I'd like to say shukran for those who always taking our ITV as a road of hidayah and tawfiq. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala use us for the hidayah of the ummah, inshallah. Let's talk again about the second wife, because in South Africa is a problem, especially amongst the Indian and some Malay and all that. And many women are going to fight with me. Sisters in Islam, there is a big difference between jealousy and denying the Sharia. Are you jealousy women? You must accept that. But you cannot deny the halal which Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it. If the man is fair to 2 wives, Bismillah, not only 2 wives, if he's fair to 2 wives, no complaint, they will allow the 3rd one. Why the women got jealous and fight about the 2nd one? Because they know that the man is not fair. You will run for the new one. Normally the new one is younger, who is more closer to the heart of the man. That's why you will find that problem. But if you do it in a proper way, which is impossible, so now, mashallah, you pass on the first test. So try the 3rd test. 4 1. 5th, no. 5th, no. So Allah, alladhi khalaqa fasawwa, walladhi qaddara fahada, he said 4. If you look for 5, 6, you are taster. And Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, لَعَنَ اللَّهُ الذَّوَّاقِينَ وَالذَّوَّاقَاتِ. May Allah curse the man who tastes women, and then may Allah taste the women who curse the women who tasting a man. So it means like, make it like a hoppy now, move from one lady to another lady with no excuse. There is a big difference between marry and keep a girlfriend and have different relation and different affairs. Right. Don't put Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam in the story. Nothing. Because if you want to put, you must put this Anbiya, Nabi Sulaiman, Nabi Dawood, Nabi Musa. It was not only him. Right? Another thing also, he never ever encouraged the Sahaba to marry if they don't need. For example, Abu Bakr as-Siddiq never kept two. He was a copy of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam in ibadah and everything. Sayyidina Umar al-Khattab didn't keep the two. And then, why? He has no time for that. Okay. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam married more than wife in his old age time. So please don't put our Nabi on that story. He was very young and he married the old lady Khadija radiallahu anha and he was happy. Never ever keep another wife. For many reasons, inshallah, we'll talk about it later on, is not our topic now. So don't tell us, he didn't do it while he's young. Now he done it when he's old man. For some reason, social reason, we're going to mention it now. Right. There is a big difference between mubah and farad. Mubah, it means permissible. It's okay. But it doesn't mean you have to do it or not to do it. Right? And farad, you have to do it. Or like sunnah muakkada, is Nabi Muhammad emphasized on it. Right. So, why is difficult? Because something it's called justice. To be fair is very hard. Very hard to be fair with one wife. Now you want me to go for one and two. You got for myself, my uncle married two. Very good people, but they never talk to each other, the two wives, for 40 years. For 40 years. Is that type of marriage? We marry second one to solve the problem, not to put the first wife on the trouble. We divorce to solve the problem, not to put that our ex-wife on the trouble. It's like that. So Sharia allow it on somehow to solve the problem because there are some problem. The only way to fix it is to marry a second one. Or the only way to fix that problem is to divorce this lady. One lady tried to kill and murder her husband, and she was really shooting him or hiring someone, putting poison on his food. You want to force this lady and this man to live together? You have a solid proof that this lady was attempting murder, to want to kill that man. Which mufti, which father, which people, which court can allow these people to live again together? Very difficult, because any problem happened to him after that is this lady. Right? So it's like that. One lady, she doesn't produce the children. She's a childless. Then what happened? You live like that. You deprive the ummah from a child because of your jealousy. If you really love your husband, say Bismillah, which is hard. It won't happen. So it's like that. So Ummatul Islam, don't put or refer that polygamy to Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He is one to, and Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, I tell you now that he married more than one wife when he was old. So it was not a desire. It was not fun and entertainment. It was solving the problem of the women. Right. Who's going to fight with me today? The first wife. Why are you fighting? That I'm talking about the second wife, which I don't prefer the people to keep second wife. But if he's fair and he is capable to do that, Bismillah. Okay, you shouting me that I'm talking about polygamy, but the second wife, she's thanking me that I'm encouraging people to marry. So before you fight the husband, why you marry, you must fight another lady like you. She accepted to be a second wife. So why you put the blame on the man? Nikah is between men and women. So it was like bad thing for you, and it was a wedding for some other lady, like this. Another thing also, the ulama said, Allah is a creator, and He knows that the number of women is more than men. It's going to be like this because of sickness, because of war. You will find, go to any school, go to any farm and see how many male and how many female. Go to the chicken farm. How many male and how? You will find a female a lot. It's like that. It's like that. Then Nabi Muhammad ﷺ did not marry, as the ulama said, because Khadija was enough for him. Finished. He doesn't need. Plus that time, he was in a mood of spreading deen. Has no time for that. Now the man is in jihad, or the man is in a big stress. You go and marry another one again. So there has no time for that one. Then we believe that to marry is sunnah. Now, and we also believe that to marry while you're having a problem is not mustahab. Someone has no desire for the women at all. Why you go marry? Or someone knows that he got a problem and he is going to be a problem for him. He will die, for example, if he marry. So the nikah is falling under all the category of the command of Allah, farad, wajib, and then mandub, mustahab, and makruh, and haram. You can be depend on the case. Right. There is no proof to tell the man, mashallah, you are ready, you can marry now. You can't get a paper from the court that, mashallah, you can marry, because it's a mood, it's agreement, it's capability. So if you know your wife, that first one, you're going to make a big problem, which all the wife make that. So don't marry, my friend. And ask me, we got so many friends, they were trying, sunnah, when they married. And they say, no, Sheikh, we marry for the sake of Allah. I say, don't lie. Marry for the sake of Allah. Come marry my auntie. Or come marry that lady there. No, they marry for fun. So okay, it's your right. But if you're 100% sure that there's no zulm, why the second wife or the man who marry more than one wife, he sound very big shaitan, because he give hard time to the first one, the children, this big apartheid and big what you call that injustice between the first house and second house, and you find some zulm there. Right. So as I said, is a personal thing. And then let me talk to the lady now. Why are you blaming the man? Where were you when that man ran away to another wife? Where were you? You're busy with the children and you neglect your husband and let one lady. And many of our sisters, they send, they make calls and said, can I leave the house? They say, oh, you're running away, you give the second one golden chance. Khalas, the man has no wife. You're going to say, oh, I need a lady. So don't leave your house, sit here, don't run. No, I want talaq, I want it. Was a Eid for that lady. She's going to celebrate. Don't ask for divorce, and don't ask that man to divorce his second wife. Which mufti? He says, Sheikh, Assalamu alaikum, make dua, my husband must divorce. Which sheikh is going to make dua for you like this? I must sit and make dua, Ya Allah. This man here must divorce this lady here, is his halal wife. Which sheikh is going to make this dua? Khalas, is his wife. And the mother of the children, khalas, finish. No, but I feel I say, my friend, you wake up late. Any lady who married a man, try to hold him. Keep your bird in your cage. Don't give him a chance to run by anyhow. That's why we give workshop before marriage, how to capture your husband, how you attract your husband so it become coolness of his eyes. This lady become enough and sufficient, exactly like Khadija radiallahu anha. Nabi Muhammad kept her for long just because she was enough for him. The other thing also, there is a big difference between jealousy and to deny something halal. Be careful of that. Say I'm a jealousy woman. Finish like Sayyidah Salama. So that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala spoke about those who deny the shari'at of Allah or the halal of Allah. So you must make tahkeem of Allah. Wa yusallimu taslima. You must accept it. Your husband married and got baby and children, finish now. It's the shari'at of Allah tabarak wa ta'ala. Our best dua for those who did make sabr for the sake of their children. Our best dua for those who are fair with his wife and more than one wife, inshallah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide us to justice and to fair, inshallah. Short break, will continue after the break. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back, brother and sister in Islam. And shukran jazeelan for your emails, WhatsApp, and may Allah tabarak wa ta'ala use all the deen of Allah to ease the life of the Muslimin, inshallah. Brothers and sisters in Islam, shukran jazeelan for all your feedback. And we ask Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala, may Allah guide all of us. And I know some sister today, they're going to fight with me. Say, I'm not encouraging the people to marry. But as I said, there are some problems. The only way to must marry. Now the ulama, they talk about who's complaining, the first wife. So you got one party crying. But who's thanking us? The second wife. So don't talk about the problem of one lady. You must talk about the solving the problem of the other lady. And many ulama said, you can't build your happiness by the destroying the happiness of someone else. That's why we said, if it goes through the sunnah, if it moves according the beautiful way, it's called ihsan and beautiful way, no one will get hurt. And that's exactly what Nabi Muhammad did. So talk to me as a second wife, not as a first wife. When you complain, just put yourself on the place of the second wife. Okay, stop that error or that problem in our community is called talaq, divorce. Stop. If you want to stop that polygamy, you have to stop something, it's called divorce. Nowadays, you find nowadays they marry for 2 months and then you get divorced. And then that single boy, or the unmarried boy before, you don't want to marry that lady, call her second hand. So what must we do now? What must we do now? It's a problem. Another thing also, we encourage the brother, if you really want to do some ibadah, proper ibadah, let the single young boy marry, help him and assist him to marry. One old man like this doesn't need a wife, doesn't need a second wife, not a wife. Now you want to marry and his son is baligh. No. Okay, you don't have a son, try to assist someone, help someone, and Allah will reward you when you give some boy iffat and halal wife. Allah will reward you. Another thing also, as I said, we have some fiqh. So we got some cases, it's called emergency cases. One lady doesn't want to get divorced. It's very bad, old lady, and she doesn't have a children. So what must we do, as I said? So here they call it fiqh tawari. Obviously we marry one, but if there is any changing happen, so if you walk on the street and you ask that man, who is this lady? It's my girlfriend. In Islam is like a crime. Who is that lady? Is my wife. So it's a lot of dignity and say, don't fight, is my wife. Wife is like a family man, very respected, you got dignity and respect like this. But girlfriend is like a crime. Another thing also, we learn it, that must he keep the lady or divorce her, the first one. You got a problem with the first one. Must you divorce that lady? She's going to marry another one. So this lady said, no, I'm old, like there are no family, I keep here, and again you go for second one. It's not dishonor for the women. It's a jealousy. It is that complaint we heard, it's called a jealous women story. It happened amongst Aisha radiallahu anha and the other, Safiya radiallahu anha. They asked Aisha, did you see the new one of Rasulullah? She said, yes, I see a Jew woman. It's like that. So women, you got that type of, it's natural that women got. He got jealous from his own mother. What about the second wife? The lady don't accept the mother of the mother-in-law. So what about the wife? Another thing also, must he keep the first one or divorce her? Or to marry a second one? You choose now. Which one is less damage? Another thing also, one lady hate the husband, but she got the children. Don't want to sleep with this man. And then what he must do? What that man do now? The lady khalas, no chemistry. But you see, that's why we said to the brother and sister, before you marry, you must do your homework properly. What is homework? Study one another in halal way, not on haram way. So Nabi Muhammad said that marry, but you must fear Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala on that. Quickly, before our time is gonna get an end now, I just want to tell the brothers, when we are in the month of Sha'ban, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy for you to place your sadaqah and your zakat on the right place. So we want to encourage the ummah to pay and to give his charity to the right people. So now we got so many people, they give charity as a courtesy. They call it mujamala. So we're not allowed to give our charity as mujamala. You must give it to those who deserve it. And according the way we see that many people, because the money, zakat, is belong to Allah, so He doesn't care where He put His zakat. And He wishing and hoping that this person, if he do it wrong, he will be punished by Allah. But you are not free from responsibility when you place your zakat in the right, if you're not placing your zakat in the right place. Why I say that? Because we have so many cases in our life. People are enjoying zakat which they don't need it, and some people are dying. When I say dying, I mean it. Dying hungry. Not only in South Africa, out of South Africa. We have a sick people. I don't know, from small, that I've been taking and drawing to the side of the sick people. Anyone who's sick, it's our main mission. The entire ummah must come to him. Visiting the sick person is a farad, is not sunnah. Allah will question you about visiting. What about if you have money and that person needs a special food? Or this one is, we call him falling under dur. What is dur? Sickness with the stress and poverty. We have to go. Some people don't want to eat meat, or they just want to buy the tablet. That one is called marid. And we did see in our life, mother, she's unable to buy medicine for her child, and the child dying in front of her. That is a big one. I don't know how can we sleep while the person, his dream and his hope, just to buy a box of capsule or 3 injection or 1 injection, or to operate and to get rid of that pain and that suffering. Brothers and sisters in Islam, let us support the sick people. And health, if anyone is healthy, he will eat a grass, no problem. But someone needs a special food or special care, especially women and children. It's very hard to live and survive while your neighbor or you know someone is sick. That's why we feel very jealous when we see the non-Muslim are taking care of our Muslim brothers and sisters in the general hospital. It was very hard for me to see this, and me and you were just sitting on TV and we talk. Let's go to these people and knock the door and visit. Actually, we're supposed to help the sick person even if he's not a Muslim. We call them the angel of mercy. The doctors and nurses, we call them the angel of mercy. Poor, sick, miskin, and then the mother crying to want to get some medicine for that baby, just buying some banana. And Allah, we ask Rabbul Izzah, Tabarak wa Ta'ala, oh Allah, your servant are sick. They don't have means for shifa. Oh Allah, grant them shifa from you, not from the hospital. Oh Allah, grant them shifa. La shifa'a illa shifa'ak. There is no medication besides your medication that come from Allah Tabarak wa Ta'ala. So, brothers and sisters in Islam, let's go to the sick people and give them a full hand. Let us entertain them. And then we got a faqir and miskin. Leave the sick person now, we call him muhtaj, the desperate person. How many people, they are very desperate to help someone. And then the mother, especially mother, they want to give school fees. The girl going to school with a clothes or uniform is not in you, or someone wants just a lunch, or want pen to write with it. And trust me, there are millions of Muslim ummah like that. 2/3 of the Muslim ummah are miskin and hungry. So what I'm trying to say now, that let's go to these people. Don't wait for them to come to you. That's why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala encouraged the people by paying the haqq of Allah. وَفِي أَمْوَالِهِمْ حَقٌّ لِلسَّائِلِ وَالْمَحْرُومِ. That's the miskin and the one who been deprived. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will be proud of you when you become a hand of Allah to spend for the sake of Allah. Brothers and sisters in Islam, can we make this Ramadan different? can we try to put this sadaqah and the zakat in the right stomach and right hand? Can we entertain the people with their haqq, with their payment? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, brothers and sisters in Islam, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide you to make that salih amal. Another thing, as we always say, Muslim ummah should not be weak at all. Al-Muslim akhul Muslim. Muslim is a brother of the Muslim. We cannot enjoy our life while we see some Muslim suffering or some Muslim begging non-Muslim to feed him. That is a big one. That one we don't want to see it on this Ramadan. Alhamdulillah, we got so wonderful people, they give. But my nasiha, my advice, please don't make a blind sadaqah. Put it, open your eyes when you put it so that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will reward you and the stomach of the Muslim ummah will be filled by you and you will get the ajr of Allah tabarak wa ta'ala. وَيُطْعِمُونَ الطَّعَامَ عَلَى حُبِّهِ قالوا ما سلككم في سقر. Why you are here on the Jahannam is called Saqar? قالوا لم نكن من المصلين. We were not amongst those who read Salah. وَلَمْ نَكُ نُطْعِمُ الْمِسْكِينَ. We are not used to feed the needy and hungry people. Let us run and feed the needy. We have, especially on the food crisis and the madness of the price of the food, let's entertain the ummah in Ramadan and feed them. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala feed you from the ta'am of Jannah, inshallah. Unfortunately, my time is up. Inshallah, we'll talk more next time. Shukran jazilan. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله لا إله إلا الله ما لنا رب سواه لا إله إلا الله